Hey everybody, Don Wilson here. I'm the marketing director with Province Mortgage Associates, and this is the Province Mortgage Associates podcast, where we have a lot of content of our amazing mortgage professionals, and we love them so much. But we really wanted to meet some of the people in their network, all kinds of people, and we're so happy to have Yul G here today with us. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I meet you and I feel like, man, I have to get in shape. I really have to get in shape. Owner of Way of Life, and we're going to find out a little bit more about that.
Yes, I have a studio called Way of Life Personalized Stretching, Training, and Recovery in Wakefield, Rhode Island, Hawaii, which started 2 Saturdays ago. So it's a very brand new business.
Oh, that's outstanding. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And one of my great friends and colleagues, Senior Mortgage Advisor, Angela Moon, NMLS number?
11851.
See, I love it. Real mortgage professional.
Don't ask me my social, but
I'm
know
not
the
gonna
NMLS
disclose-
number.
Just the last 4 numbers of your social. Ange and I have been together in this business for quite some time now. How long has it been now?
I believe 15 years and next month.
Really? That's
Yes.
crazy. So I think of a few things in particular when I think of Angela. I think of Hawaii. I think of, she loves to create successful homeowners. And another phrase that you always said in the past, which, it makes you a little uncomfortable, but I think it's really defines your approach and how seriously you take your job. So you want to do it?
Well, I care more about the client than the closing, which sounds a little crazy being in sales, but making sure that the client's ready to be a homeowner is really the most important part of my job.
I agree. And I think the truth is when you truly care about the client first, everything else takes care of itself. We work so hard out there to earn business from different people in our community, especially real estate agents. And of course, we want them to make a great living. That's, we all can't survive if we don't. But I think that approach is something to you, unique to you, but your personal mission. And I think that's why you've been such a success in this business. I really do.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit, if you don't mind, before we start talking about Yul, about how you got into the business. And I love how you got trained at the beginning.
Well, I was actually recruited by my old volleyball coach, high school volleyball coach. I had been buying, selling, refinancing, getting a loan on this house to put on, to buy this one so I wouldn't have a jumbo loan here, and, getting his feedback. And then when we decided to sell the family restaurant, I had reached out to him and he said he wanted to talk to me. So he offered me a job.
Right.
He thought I'd be really good at it. And he just had
and
faith in me.
And how old were you when you bought your first property?
24.
Right. And I remember you saying, like, I didn't want people to feel like I felt.
Yeah, alone.
Yeah.
I was basically alone in the process. I didn't have a buyer's agent. Big mistake, people. And I just decided I wanted to buy a house. And so I figured it out myself, but it was scary. I cried more than once, but I figured it out and I got to the closing table. So when I work with my clients, I never want them to feel alone. So make myself accessible.
So remember, you work with Angela, you will not cry at your closing. There will only be tears of happiness.
Yes,
okay.
Happy tears.
So I'm looking across the table, and this gentleman, I tell it to my colleague Smith, who's sitting over here all the time. We're a team at our company with our marketing, and I'm like, can you just tell me to sit up straight once in a while? Like I start the shoulder, and I'm looking at you, and I'm like, no wonder you teach what you teach. So tell us a little bit more about stretching, about nutrition.
Well, I started this journey when I was 14 years old. Unfortunately, I lost my mom, and I needed an outlet. And thank God I found this outlet, because it's nothing but positive influence in my life. And the reason why I started this stretching business is because, since been working out 35 plus years, I see a lot of people, not moving correctly, not functioning correctly. But if you just stretch, just one part out and help them out, I think that would have been, better off for him and going forward, that person. It's a necessity every day, whether you're a big guy, a little guy, a small person. You really need a stretching at least twice a week to just to feel natural, where you ambulate every day. because that's what we do. We have to move. If you don't stretch, guess what's going to happen? We're just going to rust. Not only are we going to rust, it's very hard to come back from it.
Oh,
that's
it
the
is.
most important thing.
Yeah.
Very hard to come back from it. So, I wanted to help my community down in South County. I think it needed a place like that to people could come in and get a fundamental stretch. And it's very personal, and I'm in a very nice area. So,
Yeah, and I shared with you, I've been a golfer since I was a little kid.
correct.
Did a quick swing demonstration.
Yes.
And I've always said I'm about as flexible as a 2x4. It's pathetic. And, and when I do play, I stretch for about 30 seconds, which is pretend stretching. And then I play and think that magically the ball's going to go straight in the first tee, and it takes a few holes to warm up. So obviously, athletes must be a no-brainer for you, but you actually mentioned even an older woman with osteoporosis. She's all of 70 pounds.
Correct.
And, you're making a difference in her life.
Correct. And also her husband, who had a stroke 21 years ago. And I saw him my family has a restaurant down in South County, and I saw him, and I said, "How long you been in this position with your left side being unable to move?" He says, "For 21 years." I just went over there and said, "Anybody try to stretch your arm out?" No. So I did that, and guess what? Gentleman walked with the arm down, had a more balance while he was walking.
Yeah.
And his wife Pat, who had wonderful people. They should be coming back from Florida soon. And I started with him. I said, if I can do something with this gentleman, then I think I can help multiple people who has other difficult issue of moving with their everyday lives.
And, so young and old, athletes, non-athletes. I also shared with him, I was in several car accidents. Every single time I was hit from behind, and 3 times I was stopped. 89-year-old lady, drunk driver. So my neck is an absolute mess.
Yes.
So people who go through trauma like that, also good referrals for you, good opportunities?
Absolutely, because I'm going to give you the foundation of upper thoracic muscle building right on top. Once you have enough building of mobility to strengthen it side to side with weights, and these are the things that you could utilize just sitting on a chair in an office, or even a recliner at your house that you can, if you have a neck mobility, which is very important for driving, you're going to look forward, right? Just from this couple times a day, it's going to help you out tremendously. As you go further into lifting, obviously your body's going to be more able to do better, further stretching exercises. And if you incorporate with a body ball or other apparatus that you can utilize your stretching of your base of your neck and your shoulder and your triceps and your bicep to make you feel better, because people they drive every day, they sleep on the wrong side every day, they lift wrongly, they swing golf balls wrongly. So there's so many different things that you could correct and stretch, and will be overall for you. To whatever you guys want to do.
It's wellness.
Yes,
it's part of your wellness plan, which I think a lot of people miss that one.
Absolutely.
So let's hear from Angela. What's it like working with this guy?
Oh, it's awesome. I started working with you before COVID, probably somewhere around 2019. He was at one of the gym that I was at, and I happened to go in. I had signed up for a trainer, had one day with that trainer, couldn't walk for 4 days. She killed me. I told her I hadn't done anything in years. Went in, she no longer worked there. And I asked him, I'm like, well, now what do I do? He said, you work with me. I said, okay. At that time, I had no range of motion in my shoulder. Just lifting my arm caused me pain. A bad knee, bad elbow, an athlete and old and not really doing anything for years. And within months, I had range of motion in my shoulder. I can, I have no problems with that now. I have literally no pain. And we just, it took months, probably 2 or 3 months, but each time it got better. And then with strength training and everything else, I couldn't walk up and down stairs without grabbing the handrail, right? I just thought, I'm getting old, I have a balance issue. No, I had no core strength. Now I can go up 2 stairs at a time. I can grab 2 bags of groceries and walk up the stairs without a handle. So it's an amazing progression and you see the progression. It doesn't take long before you see the little things,
Yeah.
putting your socks on, standing up.
Yeah.
Well, I had a great client over here, and I think the main thing that everybody should understand is the word consistency. You can't just expect to get something down without consistency. You can't. Exactly. Everything you got to have some kind of continuity with yourself. You got to self-police yourself. You have to obviously think about what we're planning on going forward. I've been doing this for a long time, so I always know what my plan is with my clients. Each individual client is different. With Angela, I know what she's looking for. I know she's looking for flexibility. I know looking for strength. I know she's looking for endurance. I know she's looking for stamina. All those things. This young girl, Yeli, does not. She keeps going. She keeps going. Keeps going. So you got to have some kind of continuity, and you got to have convictions to yourself that you can do this. And that's easy. That's the tough part. If you go over that barrier, guess what? Now I got you. Now you whatever your task is, you're gonna go for it. I've seen it. Many people.
Well, she's got to be in shape when she gets to Hawaii. She wants to be able to do all the stuff she wants to do.
Correct.
Now she's back. Beautiful New England weather, Ange, right?
It's a little chilly.
Today,
A little
was
chilly.
nice.
Not
Well,
too
much
here,
bad today.
at
All right.
home it's a little chillier.
All right, so we try to wrap up all of our conversations with a fun question. I'm going to pick this one for you guys. I happen to like this one. If you were, he actually looks like a superhero, first of all. But if you were a
It's okay.
superhero, what would your superpower be and why?
I think compassion and caring. I think this world needs a little bit more of that right now with everything that's going on and understanding. And certainly, if I can live my day just talking to people about caring about people, and so maybe I can help them out, whatever little task it is or a big task. If I can be helped, then I'm all good for it. So I'm all about.
So it speaks a lot to his character. He went that route. Were you going to pick a superpower?
I mean, first thing I thought of was just to be able to make people laugh. Like
You do.
my
You don't have
thing
a
was
problem with
always,
Yeah.
I have trouble being serious, even though I'm serious when I work. Most people see me when I'm working,
My
so they
face is
see.
eating every time she comes in.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. See you, bye, Angela. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotta fix my mouth because my mouth is not back because I'm
Well,
smiling.
he sees me when I'm not
Laughing at
working,
her.
so I just love to make people laugh. Like, I think I could be, maybe do a little, comic stuff in my when I
All right.
retire. So.
Interesting superpowers. Well, you're a tremendous mortgage pro. Thank you also for being brave enough
Thank
to
you very
start
much.
your own business, which I
thank
think
you.
is
Thank
fantastic.
you.
If people want to reach you, how do they get in touch with you?
wayoflifestretching@gmail.com or 401-585-5610. I'm so sorry. I'm working on my website right now, and it should be done soon.
We will not hold that against you at all. But thank you so much for being here. Yul.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you
my
so much.
friend,
Thank
my
you so much.
colleague. And
Thank
to
you.
all of you for watching, we really appreciate it. For more content from Providence Mortgage Associates, you see more of our podcasts, our great clients, and our mortgage professionals, just go to our YouTube channel. We'll see you soon. Take care.